Lock up your libraries if you like, but there is no gate, no lock, no bolt that can set upon the freedom of my mind. Books are mirrors of the soul. Writing is like sex. First you do it for love, then you do it for your friends, and then you do it for money. Second-hand books are wild books, homeless books. They have come together in vast flocks of variegated feather and have a charm which the domesticated volumes of the library lack. A woman must have money and a room of her own if she is to write fiction. I am reading 6 books at once, the only way of reading, since, as you will agree, one book is only a single, unaccompanied note. And to get the full sound, one needs 10 others at the same time. For books continue each other, in spite of our habit of judging them separately. As long as you write what you wish to write, that is all that matters. And whether it matters for ages or only for hours, nobody can say. For it would seem, her case proved it, that we write not with the fingers, but with the whole person. The nerve which controls the pen winds itself about every fiber of our being, threads the heart, pierces the liver. And the poem, I think, is only your voice speaking. I meant to write about death, only life came breaking in as usual. Literature is strewn with the wreckage of those who have minded beyond reason the opinion of others. When I cannot see words curling like rings of smoke round me, I am in darkness. I am nothing. Fiction is like a spider's web, attached ever so lightly perhaps, but still attached to life at all 4 corners. Was not writing poetry a secret transaction, a voice answering a voice? One cannot think well, love well, sleep well, if one has not dined well. Why are women so much more interesting to men than men are to women? The eyes of others, our prisons. Their thoughts, our cages. Love, the poet said, is woman's whole existence. I have lost friends, some by death, others by sheer inability to cross the street. To look life in the face, always to look life in the face, and to know it for what it is, at last to love it for what it is, and then to put it away. What does the brain matter compared with the heart? I worship you, but I loathe marriage. I hate its smugness, its safety, its compromise, and the thought of you interfering with my work, hindering me. What would you answer? I see you everywhere, in the stars, in the river. To me, you're everything that exists, the reality of everything. They went in and out of each other's minds without any effort. To love makes one solitary. Friendships, even the best of them, are frail things. One drifts apart. Just in case you ever foolishly forget, I'm never not thinking of you. As a woman, I have no country. As a woman, I want no country. As a woman, my country is the whole world. Women have served all these centuries as looking glasses, possessing the magic and delicious power of reflecting the figure of man at twice its natural size. As long as she thinks of a man, nobody objects to a woman thinking. A woman knows very well that though a wit sends her his poems, praises her judgment, solicits her criticism, and drinks her tea, this by no means signifies that he respects her opinions, admires her understanding, or will refuse, though the rapier is denied to him, to run through the body with his pen. The truth is, I often like women. I like their unconventionality. I like their completeness. I like their anonymity. I really don't advise a woman who wants to have things of her own to get married. The history of men's opposition to women's emancipation is more interesting, perhaps, than the story of that emancipation itself. For now, she need not think of anybody. She could be herself, by herself, And that was now what she often felt the need of, to think. Well, not even to think. To be silent, to be alone. All the being and the doing, expansive, glittering, vocal, evaporated, and one shrunk with a sense of solemnity to being oneself. A wedge-shaped core of darkness, something invisible to others, and this self, having shed its attachments, was free for the strangest adventures. Anything can happen when womanhood has ceased to be a protected occupation. I have a deeply hidden and inarticulate desire for something beyond the daily life. There was a star riding through clouds one night, and I said to the star, "Consume me." Nothing thicker than a knife's blade separates happiness from melancholy. If you do not tell the truth about yourself, you cannot tell it about other people. I can only note that the past is beautiful because one never realizes an emotion at the time. It expands later, and thus we don't have complete emotions about the present, only about the past. I am in the mood to dissolve in the sky. When you consider things like stars, our affairs don't seem to matter very much, do they? No need to hurry, no need to sparkle, no need to be anybody but oneself. I am rooted, but I flow. It may be possible that the world itself is without meaning. Growing up is losing some illusions in order to acquire others. How much better is silence? The coffee cup, the table. How much better to sit by myself like the solitary seabird that opens its wings on the stake. Let me sit here forever with bare things, this coffee cup, this knife, this fork, things in themselves, me, myself, being myself. I thought how unpleasant it is to be locked out, and I thought it's worse, perhaps, to be locked in. What is the meaning of life? That was all a simple question. One that tended to close in on one with years. The great revelation perhaps never did come. Instead, there were little daily miracles, illuminations, matches struck unexpectedly in the dark. Here was one. I don't believe in aging. I believe in forever altering one's aspect to the sun. Blame it or praise it, there is no denying the wild horse in us. I am made and remade continually. Different people draw different words from me. And all the lives we ever lived, and all the lives to be, are full of trees and changing leaves. When, however, one reads of a witch being dunked, of a woman possessed by devils, of a wise woman selling herbs, or even of a very remarkable man who had a mother, then I think we are on the track of a lost novelist, a suppressed poet, of some mute and inglorious Jane Austen, some Emily Bront who dashed her brains out on the moor, or moped and mowed about the highways, crazed with the torture that her gift had put her to. Indeed, I would venture to guess that Anon, who wrote so many poems without signing them, was often a woman. By hook or by crook, I hope you will possess yourselves of money enough to travel and to idle, to contemplate the future or the past of the world, to dream over books and loiter at street corners, and let the line of thought dip deep into the stream. For this moment, this one moment we are together, I press you to me. Come, pain, feed on me, bury your fangs in my flesh, tear me asunder. She felt how life, from being made up of little separate incidents, which one lived one by one, became curled and whole like a wave, which bore one up with it and threw one down with it, there with a dash on the beach. Beauty, the world seemed to say, and as if to prove it scientifically, wherever she looked, at the houses, at the railings, at the antelopes stretching over the palings, beauty sprang instantly. To watch a leaf quivering in the rush of air was an exquisite joy. Up in the sky, swallows swooping, swerving, flinging themselves in and out, round and round, yet always with perfect control, as if elastics held them. And the flies, rising and falling, and the sun spotting now this leaf, now that, in mockery, dazzling it with soft gold and pure good temper. And now again some chime, tinkling divinely on the grass stalks. All of this, calm and reasonable as it was, made out of ordinary things as it was the truth now. Beauty, was the truth now. Beauty was everywhere.